Hello everybody, Joe here, and today we are going to look at the Investigators of Arkham Horror, which is another hardcover book from our friends at Fantasy Flight, dedicated to what is my personal favorite game right now, the Arkham Horror, more so for me the card game, but also the board games, as well as the other Arkham Files games that they make, such as Mansions of Madness and Eldritch Horror and Elder Sign and other games of that ilk. But I'm the biggest fan of the card game, though I like them all. We looked at The Art of Arkham Horror a few days ago, another book, and this is sort of the companion volume, although this one actually came out first. And just like the other one showed art from the games, this one shows basically the history of all the characters, which stems not just from the card game, but all the games. I will say that the one thing about this book that I have found is it looks like the stitching is kind of already coming through a little bit. I don't know how visible it is. I don't know if that's just the way the book is made or if it's a problem with my copy, but no pages are loose, so it's not really too bad, but I do notice it. And so we'll just kind of go through, and there's just some general information here, some backstory. I love this artwork, just like the other book we looked at. Excuse me in advance if I bump the tripod while I'm trying to do this. As I said before, I'm still learning how to shoot these videos. But we have Wilson Richards, the Handyman, who at this time, you can maybe see this better here, you can see the stitching, has not made his way into the card game, but I don't know who's been announced for the upcoming cycle yet, the Scarlet Keys. So don't know if he's coming yet or not. Rex Murphy, of course, he's a favorite. Some people even say he's broken because he's so powerful with his clue gathering ability. Great character there, very fun to play. Charlie Kane, I know he was just announced. He's the only one I know of from the Scarlet Keys. He's a fan favorite. He's great in Mansions of Madness. He's kind of a charismatic politician, and I know his new ability is going to be he can have multiple or additional ally slots, which I think will be very, very fun. Mandy Thompson, who I still haven't played, although I do have her character. There's just so many investigators, I can't play them all, or I haven't played them all yet. But I like they have page after page just kind of telling their whole backstory, which I think is very fun. Agatha Crane. Yeah, love that. I'd buy a print of that and hang that on my wall. Yeah, we won't, read every page. Brown, what's his name? Brown Jenkins, what's his name? I think that's right. Jenkins. Can't remember. Agnes Baker, she came in the core set, the waitress. She's very cool. I love this. That's great looking. Yeah, here's her menu, the waitress. So we'll keep on going just through here. Obviously, I don't want to spoil every surprise, but Gloria, she was a standalone investigator who came in one of the novels. She has not been released in a cycle yet. And that's too bad because she's really, really good, especially if you're playing solo. She has all kinds of ways to manipulate the Mythos deck, which is great. We saw this illustration in the Art of Arkham Horror. Probably saw most of these in the Art of Arkham Horror. Dexter, who was introduced, I think, in Innsmouth, if I remember correctly. Daisy, another core set investigator who a lot of people love. She's had a couple of alternate investigator cards released, giving her some different abilities and signature cards to play with. Miskatonic University from Dunwich. I read that it is actually pronounced Dunwich, not Dunwich, as a lot of people call it, so I try to remember to pronounce it that way. I don't always remember. Harvey. Liked him a lot in Mansions of Madness. He was released as a standalone investigator not too long ago, and A little bit of a spoiler: of the 5 investigator decks that were released, he is my least favorite. I find that his abilities are all about drawing cards, which is cool if you want to play some big hand Harvey, but he just doesn't seem to have the personality that a lot of the other investigators have. Leo, of course, came in the one after Carcosa, the, what's it called? The one that opens in the Aztec jungle, Forgotten Age? Is that what it's called? The box is right behind me. I could just look. Yes, the Forgotten Age. Okay. Don't know why I couldn't remember that. That's a fun cycle. I especially like the Return to box, which fixed a couple of little quirks that it had, but I think it's very fun, very creative. Parts of it feel like Indiana Jones, and parts of it feel like nothing that's come before. Some neat mechanics. When are we going to see Cthulhu in a campaign? Don't tease me with this and then not give me Cthulhu. I think eventually we'll get him. Norman, I loved Norman. The Astronomer, I read the novel that he was in, and I liked it a lot. He's got a fun seeker ability where he plays with the top card of his deck revealed, and you can use it when you need to. Kate Winthrop, I don't think she's been released yet. I don't think so. Vincent Lee, another illustration I love. Looks very Scooby-Doo or Dark Shadows. Yeah, we will not go through this whole book, but we will run just for a bit. Carolyn, she came out, and then she also had an alternate version. I think there's a couple of different versions of her. She's good. She's kind of weak for a Guardian, but it's fun. That looks like Hogwarts. Can't lie, it does, it does. Arkham Asylum, not the Batman version, but the Lovecraft version, which is my favorite scenario from Path to Carcosa. What's it called? It's the... is it Unspeakable Oath? I get the names of all the different cycles and scenarios mixed up. Luke is fun with his gate box. You can do all kinds of neat teleporting and things. Possible to kind of break the game with him, I think. He can really get you out of some unusual situations. Yeah, I do really recommend this book. I bought it off the shelf. I think that if you bought it early or you pre-ordered it or something, I think it may have come with some kind of promo card or something, but if it did, I don't have it. Bob Jenkins just came out in, was it Edge of the Earth? Haven't played him yet, but I did read his card, and I like his ability. He can really like contribute a lot towards other players' purchasing or tests or something. I know he was really good in a multiplayer game. Survivor card. Ashcan Pete, we all know he's really Duke is the brains behind that card. But Ashcan's neat. He's got the ability to do some neat things. If you get his Elder Sign, you can re-ready cards, and you can move with Duke and investigate with one move, and Duke can also attack for you. Really good. Wendy is just wonderful. Again, came with the core set, and she's had an alternate version as well. I just love her. I love how thematic she is. And I do think it's funny how she's like the waif orphan, the child orphan, yet she can, if you make her lead investigator in the core set, she owns the house, which I think is odd. The child orphan who owns a home. Yeah, there are definitely some things in Arkham that make more sense than others, depending on how you play them. William York is great, the Gravedigger, another survivor. I like playing survivors, can you tell? But I will genuinely say that there's no class I don't enjoy playing in Arkham. I really enjoy Mystics as well. I would say the class I probably like least is Rogue, although I do still enjoy playing a Rogue. It's probably my least favorite of the 5, but still fun. And Jim I love, he's a Mystic, has a great ability to negate skull tokens. You can make them a 0. And he's got a wonderful signature asset with his trumpet. I love it. Not much to say about Marie. Haven't played much with her. I have played her, but not enough to even remember what her bag is. Zoe I love. She's very thematic with her weakness. She's like the religious zealot who will cut you up. Love playing Zoe in a multiplayer game, but she is hard solo because her investigation is only a 2. And unless you build your deck to compensate for that, it is a challenge. Ursula, she was released early, though not in the core. I think she was in Dunwich, if I remember. That's another beautiful shot. These great illustrations just don't get enough notice or enough credit. Love it. Love it. I don't want to go any further because I do want to leave you with some surprises, because I really would encourage you, see there's Forgotten Age, really would encourage you to pick up your own copy of the book. We've only looked at about roughly half of it, but I think this is just great. The stories are really fun to read if you want to learn more about your favorite investigator, or if you're wondering which one would be thematically a good fit for you. You can just sit and read them. I typically read, like, when I got this book, I read like one a day just until I went through it, and I did go through the whole book. Really loved it, and I come back for just these wonderful illustrations a lot of the time. So before I go ahead and take us all the way through the book, I want to leave some surprise for you, and I think you'll probably enjoy the book. I certainly have. It is still in print, so it shouldn't be hard to get from either the Asmodee or Fantasy Flight sites, or even a place like Amazon. Should be readily available, or even at your favorite bookseller, your favorite local bookseller. So thanks again for listening. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will be back with you very soon.